The 1920 were marked by a shortage of gasoline in Germany, which posed a major problem for farmers. The country had no oil fields of its own, so gasoline was scarce and were expensive. But the fields still needed to be cultivated and the crops harvested. Heinrich Lanz, the son of a German transportation company owner, solved this problem by organizing the production of tractors with engines that were not picky about fuel. Their tractors were named Lanz Bulldog and later became popular production in various modifications in many countries. The versatile engines used in Lanz tractors were referred to as oil engines. Before we continue, a quick announcement. As you probably noticed, I'm trying to switch from AI voiceover to using my own voice. It's not easy, but I'll keep working on it. Please consider subscribing to the channel and giving this video a like. It's a small gesture for you, but it really helps the channel grow. Before that, these engineers were used in various stationary installations, such as water pumps, generators, and drivers for various industrial equipments, sawmills, threshers, but they had not been used in transportation. The idea for creation this type of engineer came from English inventor Herbert Stewart. At the end of the 19th century, prototype engineers of these inventions were introduced, and 5 years later, mass production began. The name Lanz Bulldog was not given to the tractor by accident. Lanz comes from the last name of the creator, and Bulldog refers to the engines. The oil engine installed on the tractor was called the Bulldog, and it was created by German engineer Fritz Huber in the early 20th century. This engine could run on any kind of liquid fuel, from crude oil and fuel oil to sunflower oil. You could pour any flammable liquid into this engine. The engine had a single cylinder with a horizontal moving piston. Its displacement ranged from 4 to 10 liters, depending on the version. By the name Bulldog was also not random. The engine's resemblance to a bulldog was due to the hot bulb chamber and the front, which ignited the fuel. Before starting the engine, the chamber had to be heated to the necessary temperature, just under 700 degrees Celsius. Heating was done with an open flame, usually a blowtorch. In warm weather, it took about 50 minutes to start engine. In cold weather, the process could take an hour or more. The first tractor produced by Lanz Bulldog was, in fact, not designed as a tractor, but as a self-propelled engine that could be connected via belt drive to various devices and machines. The engine was a two-stroke with a 6.2-liter displacement and had 12 horsepower. However, the design turned out to be so successful that the decision was made to market it as a tractor. Its construction was exemplary simple: engine, control platform, rear drive wheels, and front steering wheels. It had a chain drive and no gearbox. To move in reverse, the engine had to be restarted in the opposite direction. The rear axle had a basic gear reducer, and the brake was a simple wooden block. This tractor was produced from 1921 to 1927, with just over 60,000 units made, quite an impressive number for the time. Encouraged by commercial success, the company decided to release a smaller model of the HL12 tractor, named the HM8 Mops. Visually, they were almost identical. The only difference was the engine, which in the Mops was 3 and 8 liters and had 8 horsepower. However, the Mops was not popular. Buyers considered it underpowered and inefficient. In 1926, production began on the GR Bulldog tractor. was appearance introduced feature that would become signature elements of Heinrich Lanz tractor in the years to come. All HR series tractors were equipped with 10 liters Bulldog engines. The Gross Bulldog 2 was, so to speak, the base version. It was as simplified and affordable as possible. It had a gearbox with 4 forward gears, but to reverse as before, the engine had to be restarted in the opposite direction. The agricultural version had metal wheels, while the transport version was filled with rubber types. This tractor was produced from 1926 to 1928, which a total of 7,200 units made in version modification. In 1928, Lanz tractors were equipped with a new cooling system that included a radiator and fan, but no water pump. Before that, Lanz tractor used an evaporative cooling system. The second major change was the gearbox. For the first time, in addition to the forward gears, a reverse gear was introduced. The model that received all that updates was designated HR4. It was a transitional model, and only a small number were produced, just 180 units. It was soon replaced by the HR5 model. In addition to the previously mentioned upgrades to the HR5 engine was also improved. The engine speed was increased from 500 to 540 RPM, and the power output was reset to 35 horsepower. Agricultural version of the tractor were still production with metal wheels. Wheel transport version were equipped either with solid rubber types or pneumatic ones. Transport models were also filled with front lights and an electric starter. In 1931, a new model with the index HR6 was added to the lineup. This tractor had improved transmission characteristic and a more powerful engine. This was achieved with a dual-motor governor. In the first mode, the engine ran at the start at 530 RPM, but when switched to the second mode, RPM increased to 630, and the power output rose to 38 horsepower. In 1934, two more models appeared, HR7 and HR8. On the models, both the agriculture and transport variants received electric starter, light and 6-speed gears. The main innovation of this series was the Express Bulldog tractors. These come with automotive style fenders and truck types. The top speed was 22 km/h, and they were mainly used by transport companies for hauling cargo on smooth roads. During World War II, Lanz Bulldog tractors were used by the Wehrmacht for rear line and support. In the middle of the war, Germany faced a severe fuel shortage, and all tractor manufacturers were ordered to convert their machines to run on gas generators. Because of this, Heinrich Lanz company encountered serious difficulties, despite the engines built capable of running on near and flammable liquid. Wood gas was among the least suitable fuels of this engine type. After engine modification, the problem was partially resolved, but due to a crash where the engines required more frequent repairs. After the war ended, the era of gas generator bulldogs came to an end. Even those tractors that had been equipped with such system were later retrofitted with standard engines. In 1946, production of the HR tractor resumed, now under the designation HR85. It remained in production until 1935. In 1952, Lanz began production tractors with engines designated as semi-diesels. These engines started like regular gasoline engines, and on the hot bulb colorized was heat cold switch over to diesel fuel. These tractors were designed for agriculture use and come in 14 different versions. The final stage in the evolution of hot bulb engines was the so-silent full diesel. This engine started using a glow system and were essentially the familiar diesel engines we know today. Thus, the era of the horizontal oil engine came to a close. But soon the company founded by Heinrich Lanz II faded into history. In 1946, a controlling stake was acquired by the John Deere. The new company was formed John Deere Lanz AG. From the point on, the story of the independent and unique Lanz company come to an end. Share your thoughts in the comment about Lanz tractor and let me know what you think about my using my own voice for narration. Or is AI still the better option?